Time to let the field loose and go racing. We are underway. Warsaw looking very slow, but it's not enough. It will beat Warsaw through to the top 8. Wizzy eliminated in 9th place just before hitting the triple-digit point mark. Let's just take a look again as to what happened here for Wizzy. You can see he will be drifting a little bit wide and just a little brush of the wall right there, and that is enough to cost him a shot to continue to make a deeper run here in the Elite Cup. Nighttech up ahead. We'll see Heave just briefly clip at the entry into the platform. You saw that little bobble there, and then at the stripe, just about a car length separating the two players. We count that from the overhead camera. Let's take a look at that again. Jadon just goes a bit wide and hits the breeze block.
No.
The breeze block at the exit of the turnaround reactor claims another victim and thus gives a very lucky break to Richie, Wizzy, New Prime, and everybody else that would have ended up finishing ahead of him. For the first time of the season and for the first time in Trackmania, GGeek comes away with a win. Mosile is your winner here on the USA track. Let's take a look at the Division 1 standings going into this final day of matches of week number 4. AG and Pack B still locked in 1st and 2nd without having budged so far. VP Neon taking the win 3-1 against Foots on Friday. Moved up to 3rd. GGeek set put in 4th, and currently Cook are bumped out of a potential playoff spot, and they're going to be looking to correct the shot and try to climb back into the top 4 by season's end. The dreaded finish gate hits once again as we see Granadi's great comeback into the final sector and into the final corner to take 2nd place, and then Spark trying to go for the lead but just ends up sliding wide on the plastic. And like many behind him in Division 1, like Binks and Epos that come to mind first, hits the finish gate, doesn't get the trigger. Ouch. It will be Neon in the lead. Paco wavering a little bit midway through the glider, conceding 2nd place to Massa and conceding 3rd to Granadi. It might just be ending it all into a draw, and indeed it will end into a draw. 0.037 for Neon versus a 0.113. And those Bigs still retain their 1-point lead by the skin of their teeth. From the perspective of Wizzy, trying to go out of the blaze of glory, trying to snatch 2nd place away from Brent, but he goes a little bit too tight at the chicane, thus allowing the Frenchman to move back up into 2nd place just before the 2nd gate. Otak and Brent 1st and 2nd as Wizzy respawns. Ladies and gentlemen, it is GG2KC who win this last map on a score of 11-6 and win the series overall 4-2. Just a quick rundown of the scores as you can see here on the screen. 59 for Epos, 46 for Elcon, 41 for Otak, 38 for Ratchet. The bottom two looking to try and get some momentum back, and they need to get it very, very quick as we head on to the first round here on Agrippina. Elcon let off the leash with a near 20-point advantage compared to his nearest opposition, a 17-point advantage. He needs to finish in 2nd at the very least in order to grab finalist status, and then has a few uninterrupted attempts to secure that other spot in the semifinal and send down the 2023 champion into the lower bracket before the end of day 2.
We all saw the face that Otak had. It's a mixture of relief, anger, and just straight up disillusion, saying, man, I'm way off. Like, compared to what he was yesterday in the qualifying waves and even the top 128, he's a damn near unrecognizable man, Otak, which does hurt.
For one final time this weekend, put your hands together, because as the warm-up comes to a close and as the lights flick off, the field is let loose and we are racing! Moda having a good amount of speed compared to Brent just before the jump. Otak trying to compensate with a bit of a low line. Same for Brent. Right now, Brent still having to concede that 2nd place to Moda, heading into the final jump. And now Moda has his eyes on the big prize, the overall victory in this round versus Otak, trying to compensate with a low line once again. Is it going to be enough for Moda? The answer is a yes. Otak has to concede, and it will be a 0.175, and it is a draw that will see them move on to 7-9. And Alliance, once again, they have their backs against the wall. It's 3 points or nothing. Lead about a 10th ahead of Soldier, and already 3 tenths down. You can see Pac sitting in 3rd place, doing battle with Moda to hold that 3rd position at the very least to guarantee a victory for the solo recamp. Let's see what the split will be. It whoops a 44.885. What on earth is he doing? Qu'est-ce qui se passe, Carl Junior? Ce secteur incroyable. Through the final turns we go. The final identity, CJR, an absolute monster of a time. A Soldier also trying to have a little bit of a word in edgewise for that 1st place. He tries to go for broke. Doesn't make it happen. What does the stopwatch say? A 0.515. It's a new world record. The time from Paco is beaten. Force Mind trying to go for a bit of a lower line as he ever tries to do. Otak still sitting Civ ready in P3. Will the wall ride be the good one for the Carmine Corp this time? The answer is a yes! And with a score of 12-11, we go on to a Classico. Carl and Pac
versus Otak and Brent. You and Egler and Brent and Seb have more than deserved their spot in those grand finals.